Okay, I am going to show you how to use Google Sheets to create a graph for this data, find the density for both of these. Okay, now this is sample data. When you get your sheet to use, it's going to be blank like this. And for the purpose of making the graphing simpler, we're going to assume that your volume was very close to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 milliliters. So you're not going to enter your volume data, you're just going to enter mass data, just making sure you enter it in the correct column, okay? Now let's go back to the sample. I want to graph this data right here, okay? So I'm gonna select the boxes I want, right here, volume, mass, distilled water, salt water. You can see it outlined. I'm going to do insert and chart. Now, when it first pops up, this is definitely not what I want. Okay, so let's figure out what we need to do. Okay, let's go here. I didn't know which one was the x-axis. The x-axis should be the volume. So, okay, that's fixed. Well, if the x-axis is the volume, it should not be a series, one on the y-axis. So let's remove the volume. Okay, that gives me 2, which is progress, but this is still a bar graph. I don't want a bar graph. Okay, so go up here to column chart. And I don't want it to make the line automatically. Let's scroll down. I want it to just plot the points. So a scatter plot. But we know that graphs need what? Labels, titles, all that kind of stuff. So now, again, here you can see everything I've chosen. I'm going to go to customize. Okay, chart style, you can change coloring, the lines, that kind of stuff. But let's go here. The chart title, okay, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do mass and volume of distilled water and salt water. Okay, I'm going to center that. Okay, I can change the color of that. Okay, find something that looks nice. Okay, but that's not the only thing. I need an x-axis. What was on the x-axis? That was volume in milliliters. What was on the vertical axis or the y-axis? That was mass in grams. Okay. All right, it's looking better already. Okay, now let's go to the series. Okay, this is apply to all series. What you want to do is choose one at a time. So distilled water. I can change the color if I want. So if I want this to be a deeper blue, okay, if you want it to be whatever color, you can change it. Look here, you can change. I can make those be squares. I can make them be stars. Okay, you could leave them as circles. Customize it how you want. Okay, but what's important here is I want to see the trend line. This is not really going to go through the center of every point, but it's going to give me the best fit line, okay? And I can change the color, but the color, it's good that it is the same color as my points, okay? I can customize it as I want, all right? But now let's go back up and let's do the same for salt water, okay? And I'm going to, again, choose trend line. That's going to give me the best fit line for that data, okay? Now, the legend, that is this information up here. It already looks good, but you could, if you double click on it, customize how that is worded. That's up to you. But I think this, as far as a graph, looks good for what I need. So I'm going to move this over, okay, so that it is right here. And I'm finished with my graph. So let's close this. And you see how I'm going to be able to get this all in one screenshot because that's what I want, okay? You can see here, there's a spot to put your names. For me, this is just the sample data. Now I want to find the density, okay? What you should know is that density is slope, right? So it's mass over volume, because you can see there's mass as the y-axis and volume as the x-axis. So the slope of this line is the density, okay? So rather than having you calculate the actual slope by finding 2 points and doing rise over run, if you remember that from math, we're going to use a slope formula. So I'm going to say equals, right? I'm going to find the slope, okay? And I need rise over run. So I need mass first. So where's the distilled water mass? Right here. Put a comma. And now I need run. I need the x-axis. So that's the volume data. And then I'm going to need to close the parentheses. And I'm going to get a number value. Okay. Let's do the same for salt water. So I need equals slope, just so you have some practice doing it. Rise, mass, comma, run, volume, and the parentheses, and we get this. Okay. Now we can do for both of these, use this right here to decrease the decimal places over. Okay, now this is in grams per milliliter because we measured in grams, right? So you can see the difference in the density based on these numbers I have. Maybe you get a similar number, maybe not. This is just sample data. And then what you're going to do is submit a screenshot of this. So I should see your data. This should just be like I showed you over here, like this. I should see your density calculated, and I should see your chart with best fit line.